Show on the road. A, B, A, B, C, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, like English. Howdy, partner. It's Professor Victor Singingeagle here at Sisseton Wahpeton College. By the way, you've probably heard me sing this silly song time and time again, and another one that goes, "This is my mother, nice to meet you, nice to meet you too. This is my father, nice to meet you, nice to meet you too." Anyway, stop singing. Well, it's because I used to teach in Taiwan, teach English classes over there to little kids. And so we had all these cool songs, and the kids always knew me as the musical teacher, the musical English teacher. Which reminds me, as you may or may not know, we natives have the highest, oh man, highest suicide rate, highest alcoholism rate, lowest unemployment, lowest per capita income, you name it, we've got the worst when it comes to various ethnic groups here in the Americas. And the reason I'm bringing this up, it's a sensitive topic because, as you all know, like I said before, we natives having such a high suicide rate. And I'm going to share with you a little bit of my own experience in this matter. Is that there was a time when I myself wanted to join that illustrious, what do you want to call it, line of people who have unalived themselves, the fellow natives who do this. It's really sad to think about. But rather than take that route, something told me to do something different. So the way I did it was get reborn by just dropping everything, cutting everybody off, and taking my overeducated, underfunded butt to Taiwan. Didn't know a word of Chinese, couldn't read anything, couldn't understand anything, and doing so, I felt like I was a newborn baby. I had to learn everything all over again, even how to eat with chopsticks, had to learn how to speak Chinese, learn Chinese customs, learn how to read it, you name it. And so it was like being born all over again, like erasing everything and starting over. Now, if you are ever tempted to do the same thing, that is to unalive yourself, keep in mind there are more attractive and useful and possibly lucrative self, what is the word? I don't want to use the word self developing. No, that's not the right word. Somehow where you mutually benefit yourself, but also the people around you. In this case, for me, again, I hate talking about me, I all the time, but you never know who might hear this story. You might realize that there are better alternatives than to just cutting it all off, cutting yourself off. All right, enough of that. Let's look at our book a little bit. This is Why Indigenous Literatures Matter. Chapter 1. How do we learn to be human? Sometimes, as I say all the time, students don't like to read, and I'm always whining about professors who read to their students, but every once in a while, I might as well open up a book and share with you. Some of you may be uh, visual learners and auditory, is that a right word? Learners. So let's look at it together. This is page 33. How do we learn to be human? Ravens shaped us. We are built for transformation. Our stories prepare us for it. Find freedom. in the context you inherit. Every context is different. Discover consequences and change from within. That is the challenge. Still, there is a horror at having change foisted upon you from outside. Although we are born into human bodies, it's our teachings and our stories that make us human. Whatever our particular gifts or limitations, no matter how our specific biology influences our decisions and behaviors, our humanity is far greater than the simple consequence of being born into the species Homo sapiens. The exchange of DNA is as much an accident of history as it is an act of will, and culture and kinship travel different, though often parallel, currents. Our biology is only a very small part of our humanity. The rest is a process of becoming. We tend to like our metaphors, analogies, weathered old chestnuts, quick and easy examples, especially for this most elemental of questions. In the old nature versus nurture debate, we might think of nature being the clay and nurture the act of sculpting. The medium of clay determines much of what can be achieved, but it's the care or negligence of the sculptor that has the greater influence. Of course, this presumes that the clay itself has no further role to play than to simply be. And also ignores the ways that moisture, light, temperature, and other environmental conditions can affect both the process and the final result. So in the end, this hackneyed metaphor, like most, falls short. Metaphors alone can't encompass what it is to be human, nor can lived experience. For that, we need stories. I'm going to stop it there because I'll just sit here and read, and I got stuff to do. Let's take roll, shall we? We have a student who has been dropped out of class. I apologize in advance, but rules are rules. The school says I got to get rid of people who don't log on. There's only one who has been uh, kicked out, whatever the term is, disenrolled from native literature. But in the meantime, who do we have left? Lan Yo Jun, EO Taiwan Blue Horse, yay! Dao Jianrong, Jarius Changku, Xiao Shengde, Alexander Flute, Gou Xuewei, Sherelle Goodsell, yay! 却爱华 Alexandria Guevara, yay! 郝信林 Lenora Hogue, yay! 柯志雄 Josiah Kirky, yay! 郎解任 Jeremiah LaFazio, yay! I bet I forgot to yay some of you guys, but never mind. Let's keep going. Le Xiaoling, Lacey Laframboise, yay! Hong Xiuling, Sunny Red Day, yay! Ren Hui Ling, Gracelyn Renville, yay! And last but not least, Ren Wenjing, Victoria Renville, yay! All right. Announcements. I just gave one already. I apologize for having dropped one student. Again, rules are rules. Besides, you don't want a big old goose egg on your college transcript anyway, right? And uh, this goes for anyone. If you find that you have been dropped from the course and you think that was done in error, please get a hold of me quickly. Singingeagle at swcollege.edu. All right. Other news. We are muddling through e-learning forums. That is myself, your professor. I'm going slowly, but I'm doing them. I'm getting behind because I'm still dealing with purchasing this brand new truck for our school, but that's neither here nor there. We got to keep going. I'm already talking too much. 10 minutes. I already talked about that. Super Bowl party, noon. That is Friday, February 6th, from noon to 2 p.m., or from noon to 1400, for those of you with military experience. Super Bowl party, there's going to be a prediction raffle as well. And finally, keep in mind, there is Pop Quiz A coming this week. So keep your eyeballs glued to e-learning. Which reminds me, this is not on the announcement list, but keep in mind also that I'm going to start collapsing some of those big old long screens that I put up on e-learning because we've already gone through them, and you'll only be able to see the titles. You can still click on the title and see what's posted, but all the cool graphics and stuff's going to be squished down so that way it'll be easier to follow, and plus we've already gone through the stuff anyway. You know what I mean? Well, I'll show you next time. Right now, I need to get you into meeting 7, all the information that I believe there's like 3 or 4 videos that connect to this one, having to do with today's lecture. So I'm going to knock it off there. Already 12 minutes of me yakking. Thank you so much for your patience, and I will see you in the next video.